So anyway, that's the website. It'll be in this PowerPoint, and I'll give it to Jeremy. Okay, here's a couple of quiz questions. Okay, now this type of question is going to be on your quiz and your exam. Okay, it's kind of hard to look at this until we cover it. But yes or no? Harry Adams, a miner at Below Ground Incorporated.
Yes.
Who says yes? Who says no? The no guys are right. Okay? Why? Somebody who said no, tell me why you're right.
Because they're MSHA.
MSHA.
What's him?
Okay?
What's that mean?
Mine Safety and Health Administration or something like that. It's like OSHA, but miners are not covered under OSHA. Separate regulations. If you work in a mine, do what?
Gravel pits also.
If you work in a mine or something like that, you're not covered under OSHA. You're covered under something else, but it's not OSHA. Okay? So very good. I was probably 10 of you guys that knew that. Okay, the next one. Yes or no? Adrian Smith, one of 3 employees of ABC Landscaping.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Landscape. Break this. So yeah, he's covered. He's just a general employee. It's not anything special. So yeah, he'd be covered. Yes or no? Taylor Dell, an accountant in business for herself.
No.
No. Why not?
No.
Self-employed. You're not covered under OSHA. You're self-employed. Okay. Rob Jones,
Yes.
one of 10 carpenters working for Woody Incorporated. Yes or no?
Yes.
Does anybody say no? You'd be wrong if you said no, Connor. Yes, he's covered. Okay. So general industry, right? All right. Let's see. So you guys did pretty good. OSHA's mission. Okay. The mission of OSHA is to save lives, prevent injuries, and protect the health of America's workers. Everything there pertains to workers. Okay? So OSHA's mission is to protect the workers, prevent injuries, safe workplace, maintain your health. Okay? Some of the things OSHA does to carry out its mission, you guys can read those. Standards, develop standards, and standards are no good unless you enforce them, right? Okay. The ability to report, record, and keep track of all things that happen and the causes of why they happen so you can eliminate those same things from happening in the future. Provide training programs and increase the knowledge. Okay, so that's what this is. Most of your work, your employers will have some sort of OSHA training. It probably won't be, it may or may not be the 10-hour general industry because they have to pay money to have somebody come teach it. So it may or may not be 10-hour general industry or construction. Okay, if you're really into the industry and you do work that's covered by OSHA, there is a 30-hour course you can go to that's more in depth and it's worth more money to you in your pocket. So there is a 30-hour. Used to be 40, now it's 30. Okay. And all this stuff you can go to the OSHA website and it talks about all this stuff. Okay, questions for review. Are these going to be on the test? Yes, they are. Questions for review. Why was OSHA necessary?
Protect the workers.
Okay, I'm going to have to start calling because, I mean, I can't hear 2 different people, but I can't hear more than 2. So, what's your name?
Austin.
Austin. Why was OSHA necessary, Austin?
There were no safety rules for the industry until 1970.
Okay, actually, that's a little misleading. There were steps up to it, but you're right. There was no government organization until 1970, OSHA. Okay? The injuries and illnesses from poor working conditions were escalating and escalating, so somebody finally said, this is enough, we got to protect the people. So that's why it was necessary. What is OSHA's mission? What's your name?
Brooks.
Brooks. Did I ever tell you guys I'm terrible with names?
Yes.
I'm terrible with names. Awesome. I won't forget that one because I love that movie. Brooks, number 2. What is OSHA's mission?
in a nutshell, to keep people safe.
Okay, I'll read the answer. To save lives, prevent injuries, and protect the health of America's workers. Tom, this is where if you had like a symphony orchestra, you can play it up. Okay, Mitch, why is this training important?
Without exposure to safety regulations, you usually just go by and not think about what you're doing, like with the ladder and the power line.
Okay, awareness is right, you know, but also, this is so you guys know what your rights are, okay? You're gonna know what your rights are, what the employer's rights are and responsibilities are, and if you're not being treated in accordance with those rights and responsibilities, how to address them and file complaints and request inspections and all that. Okay? Topic 2. We're one third of the way down. What rights do you have under OSHA? Okay? You guys can read all those. All right? A right to a safe and healthful workplace. Know about hazardous chemicals, injuries, and illnesses. That's information about it. That doesn't mean if you know, Joe goes out and gets hurt and, you know, he falls on a wrought iron fence, and it doesn't get into the gory details. It doesn't, but it does talk about the injury in itself, you know, not the person, not the extent of the injuries, but that this happened to somebody and this is why it happened, and this is, you know, ways to prevent it. So it doesn't, you have the right to see all the injuries that occur in your workplace and illnesses, just not the personal information. Okay? I love this word. Right to complain or request hazard correction from employer. Right to training, hazard exposure, and medical records. You have the right to see all your exposure records. If you've been exposed to asbestos or some other chemicals, any medical records the company keeps on these, you have that right to see those. You can file a complaint with OSHA, okay? And you can do it online, or you can get a form and fill it out. You have the right to participate in an OSHA inspection. You can call and request an inspection. Doesn't mean it's going to get done, but you can still call. Free from retaliation, that's a big thing. Most workers were afraid to report things because, you know, you told on me, you know, out the door, you lose your job. So this prevents companies from retaliating. Now, that doesn't mean that they aren't going to assign you crap jobs. It means they can't fire you. Okay? It means they can't give you a pay cut. But because of that, it allows you to complain or file this complaint anonymous, so you don't have to have your name and stuff associated with it. But it does have all that information.
Until you're the only person.
Do what?
Until you're the only person that could have made the complaint. If you're the warehouse manager, nobody else works in the warehouse. They kind of know who said something about the warehouse.
Well, yeah, but sometimes you gotta stick up for other people who work around you, so. You know, and that's something that everybody's gonna be exposed to. You know, you're gonna have to make a call someday. If you see something that's not right, what do you do? How do you address it? Everybody here who goes out to work is gonna run into those scenarios where, well, this guy does this, it's kind of an OSHA violation, but nobody's got hurt yet, and he's my buddy, so I'm not gonna tell. Okay? So, I mean, you're all gonna see something along those lines. And it might not be specifically OSHA, it might be other areas, but you're still gonna see it. Okay, the poster, handout number 2. Okay, that's this guy here. It's gotta be displayed in all the workplaces. It's gotta be somewhere. Okay? If you're an employee, you have to have the right to see that, and that just covers all your rights. You can't read it up here because it's kind of blurry, but you should be able to read it on your hand. Okay? Let's see, we quit at 10 till? Okay. The last part doesn't, we're not gonna get, this is 2 hours, by the way. Okay. Safe and healthful workplace. This is a very highly quoted section in OSHA. Section 5A1 of the OSHA Act states, Each employer shall furnish to each of his employees employment and a place of employment which are free from recognized hazards that are causing or likely to cause death or serious physical harm to his employees. Okay? Now, that gets regurgitated a lot of times as if they can't find a specific, if you can't find a specific regulation to cover you on OSHA standards, you refer to this one, okay? Free from recognized hazards, likely to cause death or physical injury, okay?
We covered that.
Okay. Any questions on that? That's section 5A1, that's quoted a lot.